Alrighty, good morning, guys. Today I'm going to be filming a day in the life, if you will. I'm just taking you guys through what I do on a normal day. It's a training day. It's a Tuesday. It's an upper day. I just woke up about 15 minutes ago, I'd say, and it's about 8:45. So doing some fasted cardio right now before eating meal one. I always do around 25 to 30 minutes. Ticks off about 3,000 to 3,500 steps. I do 4 incline, 3 speed. At this for 25 minutes. All I do here is literally just check my phone. I don't check it in bed because that's the worst thing you could do, because you'll just sit in bed for an hour just scrolling through TikTok. I've been there, done that. Don't do that. So I check my phone here. I just do everything I need to do, like in the morning, like check my school email, whatever, here. And then, yeah, it passes the minutes by pretty quick. I'll post on Instagram my lift from the previous day if I lifted, edit some TikToks, makes it go by super fast. But yeah, it's always start the day with fasted cardio. So I'll take you guys through what I do before I train and after I train. All right, bang. You guys see that? 29 minutes and counting completed on the treadmill. This is about 3,000 steps for me. I don't know if it'll be 3,000 steps for you because my strides might be different, but good fasted cardio. So now I'm going to go make breakfast. Alrighty, guys. Breakfast is going down. We have the bagel cooking in there. Literally just popped. Wow, what good timing. Toasting, not cooking. Then we have some eggs. This is going to be 3 eggs, 200 grams of egg whites, and 40 grams of cheese. So that totals with the bagel to about 740 calories for the breakfast. Obviously, don't want to blow all my calories on breakfast. Have a higher fat meal for breakfast because I don't want to have a high fat meal that's slow digesting before I train. So optimal breakfast right here. All right. Finished up breakfast. I'm currently now at my desk. It is 10:15 in the morning. Well, 10:10, but we'll just round up. Currently going to edit a video that I made yesterday, actually, which was a snowstorm. 2 days ago. It was an upper day. And I filmed it at home to show you guys what you could do on limited equipment. So I'm going to edit that. Probably edit some more TikToks. And then I'll go train around 12 or 1 today. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I'm doing for this morning. Nothing much. Pretty bored because my winter break is so long for my specific college that I go to. I don't start classes until February 3rd or February 2nd, so it's a while, but making the most of my time, staying productive, doing what I can, so yeah. Alrighty, guys, so I'm going downstairs now to make my pre-workout meal, which is 100 grams of cream of wheat, 70 grams of like frozen fruit, and then 30 grams of protein powder, 15 grams of PB Fit. Optimal pre-workout meal, eating this about 40 minutes before I train. So next time I see you guys, I'll be at the gym.
A dream. I saw a dream.
Who are you gonna be in a year from now? And in a year from now, does that future person hold regret or pride?
What I have is not a dream, because I will make it a reality.
When others finally see the results of your solitude, they'll call you lucky. But you'll know the truth. Luck didn't bring you here. The endless hours of grinding in the shadows did.
The thing is, man, it's always going to be a party. It's always going to be a time to celebrate and a time to join friends. And I mean, the bars are always open. What's not always open is the opportunity to achieve your dreams. That's not always open.
To get to the pinnacle, it needs to be like that. It needs to be no outsiders. It needs to be, you need to have your team and your focus, and that's it. I don't need friends that aren't involved in this game. I can be a product of my environment, you know what I mean? If I'm in with the wrong crowd, I just kind of become whatever, you know what I mean? So that's why I like to be isolated. If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. From nothing to something to everything.
You only got one life, guys. Again, if you work it right, you only need one.
A quote one time from Vincent van Gogh that really rang true. He said, "He has dedicated his life to his art, and he has lost his mind in the process." When I sat and I thought about that, it sounded very familiar. I have given every single thing every ounce of my life to this craft, to perfecting my craft, and I continue to do so. And in the process, I have lost my mind, but in a good way, to regular society, to people who wake up at 9 a.m., who clock out at 5 p.m. They would look at me and say I've lost my mind, but me, I have found it almost.
There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you. It's just sickening. It makes you want to throw up. Because you've seen people with far less talent than you. As you're growing up with them, their childhood buddies, whatever else, they didn't have what you had. Yet now they're fucking going to become something that you haven't. There comes that day. It's either when you're young, you know, and it strikes you on the baseball field because you're sick of striking out. Or it's when you get fired from your 5th job, you know, when your wife and kids are on your ass because you don't know how to support them anymore. There comes a fucking day where push comes to shove. Where being mediocre, being like average and shit just fucking burns. It sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day. And you get off your fucking ass. And you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out.
It's in my head 24/7. There's nothing else I can think. I don't think about nothing else.
That gold belt is around my waist. My mother has a big mansion. My girlfriend has a different car for every day of the week. My kids have everything they ever want, and it will pay.
No, nobody can tell me that I move the same as any of these guys, because I don't move the same. I move differently. I move unique, and I know I move unique. Not only that, I speak unique. I act unique. I'm just different than these people.
A dream. I saw a dream.
Who are you going to be in a year from now? And in a year from now, does that future person hold regret or pride?
What I have is not a dream, because I will make it a reality.
When others finally see the results of your solitude, they'll call you lucky. But you'll know the truth. Luck didn't bring you here. The endless hours of grinding in the shadows did.
The thing is, man, it's always going to be a party. It's always going to be a time to celebrate and a time to...
Alrighty, so we just finished a lift. It was a great session. Some highlights of it: I tried a new lateral raise variation. That was my favorite lateral raise variation that I've ever done. Obviously, it's not like accessible at all times because if the gym is busy, it's going to be cooked because you need to bring over a bench, you need to use both cuffs, you need to use D handles. But I'm so happy I got to try it today. It was great. Otherwise, really good session. Progressed really well on my incline press. I'm 2 pins from the stack now, so that's really good progress. That stack is heavy because it's like 315 pounds on an incline press, which is super nice. Love heavy stacks. That just makes you want to do more. Otherwise, good lift with friends. And now I'm gonna eat my post-workout meal. I'll show you guys, here it is in a second. We got some chicken, rice, like a chunky guacamole packet, and some sweet and sour, sweet chili sauce from G Hughes. Eating this with my creatine. So I'll eat this and then I'll figure out something I'm gonna do later. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna down this. I'm starving, probably do cardio after this. Just doing some cardio now to hit that 10,000 steps. Honestly, I'm at like about 7,000 or 6,000 right now. So I'll just finish off 10,000 here. What I typically do on the post gym session cardio is just film Longo Talks TikToks. Tap it if you haven't already. I'll look through the Science-Based Lifting Discord. Tap it if you haven't already. It's in LONGOLIFTS bio, and it's always in the description of this video. I'll just basically do that stuff. Again, giving advice to people, educating people. That's what I love to do. So that'll be done during this cardio session. I also like trim the footage from the lift that I just did. So that'll also get done. But overall, finishing off 10,000 steps here. Gonna do those TikToks. And then after I finish all that stuff, I'll just doom scroll or watch Netflix on the TV right here. So yeah. Alrighty guys, so now I want to talk about a topic that kind of gets overlooked in the gym, which is training intensity and the importance of it. Now, there's so many people who go into the gym and just do the same weight, the same reps, everything the same, just because they're afraid to progress. Not even afraid, they just subconsciously have a blind spot towards progressing in the gym. Now, what I mean by this is we all know that one person who we've seen in the gym for countless years. They've looked the exact same. They have done the same weight for years, and they just lack intensity in their training. If you are someone who is not training at your full potential, meaning giving 150% every training session, and you are leaving the training session saying, oh, I know I could have gotten an extra 5 reps on this. I know I could have gotten an extra 3 reps. Now, I'm not saying train stupid and just go all out and injure yourself, but push yourself to your limits given your circumstances and watch how fast you will grow. If you are not training with intensity and you are just being lackluster in the gym, going through the motions, you're not gonna see any results that others are seeing because they're training much harder and they want it more than you in a sense. Now, this doesn't just apply to the gym. It'll carry over into different aspects of your life. For instance, I've noticed that my discipline in the gym has carried over to various different aspects in my life, whether it's school, work, etc. I've had a lot of instances where I didn't feel like doing something, but I still gave 150% because of that gym background. I still went in with the mindset that I got to do this no matter what, no matter how I'm feeling. And if you are someone that doesn't have that mindset, form it. That discipline mindset is necessary for progress in anything, in all aspects of life. But going back to the gym, if you do not train at your hardest capability, not even remotely close to failure, you will not see results, because those reps close to failure are the most stimulating reps. And honestly, I feel fulfilled after I've trained to failure. I feel fulfilled after I made progress. That's the whole point. The process is so much better than the destination. The process of building and building and this continuous building. For instance, every time you get a pump, right? There's a saying that says that's you a year in the future, because year in the future walking normally or whatever, because you're never going to look like that. You're going to deflate after the pump's gone, but that makes you strive for a better physique and strive for more. This is going to be a shorter talk, but I just want to talk about the intensity in the gym, man. You just got to give it 150%. If you are leaving stuff on the table, leaving reps on the table, leaving weight that you know you could hit, and choosing to be comfortable and doing what you've been doing for the past years, that is not going to benefit you in any way. And especially in life, for instance, if you want a promotion and you don't actually act on it in your job, you're never going to get it. Things are not just going to get handed to you. You need to work for them. And you need to show up for yourself, because you're, at the end of the day, you're the only person that could change how you train, how you carry yourself, because you are living your own life. It's your own game. You could choose how you play. You could either play by being comfortable, or you could play by progressing. And progressive overload is not just in the gym. It's in everything. Again, you could be at the top of you could go from an employee to a manager to a boss of some sorts. And it all stems from your discipline and will to bring 150% into whatever you're doing. You could climb the ranks, like I said, to being a manager, a boss in your job or whatever, but it doesn't just relate to the gym. Having that drive in real life along with the gym, it could stem from the gym. Now, it did for me, right? Because I was young when I started the gym, about 16, and I didn't really have a form of discipline or intensity, but as I kept going, I've always wanted to push myself harder and harder, be at my dream physique as fast as possible. So I researched, I trained the most optimal way given the time period. Like, it used to be drop sets, blah, 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 like the sissy squat leg extensions thing. I used to do that. I used to just follow the literature and what others were saying to be, and train, obviously I trained hard, and to be the best version of myself that I can be at the time period. So now, circling back to end this, if you do not give 150% into each and every one of your sets, and you just feel as though you go to the gym just to get it out of the way, you're going through the motions. Again, Kevin Levrone, or Levrone, whatever his last name, how it's pronounced. What is your purpose? Going through the motions. You got to find your purpose, and you got to go at it full throttle. Do not let off the gas, especially in the gym when it comes to training intensity. Do not let off the gas. Keep it intense. No matter how you're feeling, keep it intense, because that is when real results will show. And you will notice it if others are not training as intense as you are, and you're giving 150%, going absolutely ham on every set. You're going to make more progress than the person that is very lackluster and just going through the motions. Trust me, it might not happen immediately, but it will happen. All right, so it's about 7:30 right now. I'm going to make my last big-ish meal. So my last true meal before I just have a little snack. I just have some carbs before bed. But it's going to be most likely, I haven't actually thought about what I'm going to make yet, but probably similar to what I had, just with steak, and then rice, and then whatever I have left. In terms of fat, carbs, I'll probably hit my protein. I might have a protein bar, but then I'll just eat the rest carbs, and I'll have fat left remaining. So I could either give myself a little sweet treat, or I'll just probably just eat whatever I want in terms of carbs, like a banana, something light before I go to bed. I usually stop eating around 9 because I don't like to eat and go to bed on a super full stomach. I sleep better without eating a bunch of food before bed. So yeah, that's what I typically do. Stop eating around 9. Gonna have that meal, then probably have some snacks after. I'll probably chill tonight. Might play some Rocket League. I'm so bad. This is my 4th day ever playing. so bad, but it's low-key fun. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. If I pick up the camera again, you guys will obviously see it, or I'll just film an outro. All right, guys, tap in with the amber shade blue light glasses, as it's about like 2 hours before I'm gonna go to bed. Tap in if you haven't already. I'm gonna end off the night playing some Rocket League. I'm so bad. I think I'm like almost out of silver, but yeah, that was a pretty productive day. I mean, just trained pretty much, and then just worked a bunch on TikTok, Discord. Yeah, so if you have any questions, obviously you leave those in the comments. Make sure to tap into the 2 codes I have, which is Gympin, and then that's LONGOLIFTS, that's the code for that. And then Bucked Up is doing the shaker pack deal always. I believe it's $10 for like a lot of things, which is 5 samples, a shaker bottle, and then a t-shirt. So tap into that if you haven't already. And I'm gonna end off the night just playing some Rocket League, like I said, but also tap into the Science-Based Lifting Discord, always in the description. If you have any questions about training or anything, always ask them there. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video.